But yeah, look, we wake up, right? And we fall asleep again. And... ooh, look at that. Damn. Jeez, oh my god. You know, I've always been very, very interested about the idea of sleep paralysis, right? I mean, like, how does it even happen? From what people describe and from what I've read, you wake up, you just cannot move at all. And then you start hearing like weird sounds, like everything begins to look weird, like colors begin like shifting around. And then like obviously what it's known for is like, you know, the sleep paralysis monster, you know, like weird thing that looks scary and like you just don't know what's like, it's like you can't move and you're scared and like all that stuff. Like I've always had many questions, like, you know, like as a kid, I've always just wondered like, why is there a monster? Why is everything scary? You know, why does that even happen? Why do you wake up and you just can't move? Or I mean, I say as a kid, to this day, I still wondered that. I know if I like read some medical paper, I probably could find an answer, but it still is interesting how like it's a whole monster and all of that. Maybe it's real, who knows? Maybe sleep paralysis is just you entering another dimension and, you know, seeing like the real reality or whatever. But like I said, I've always been really interested in these sorts of experiences, right? Just experiences which only really you as an individual can have and not really other people. I mean, even something like, you know, like lucid dreaming. I've had it a couple times and, you know, I've heard that you can induce it. But to me, it's always been like really an interesting subject. And, you know, like I haven't really had any lucid dreams recently, but like I do want to maybe start trying and, you know, like fly around or something. And for sleep paralysis, I believe I had it one time. I woke up and I just couldn't move, but that was like for a little bit and no monsters, no sounds, and I went back to sleep shortly after. But then I really wanted to simulate how this experience would play out, right? How would you feel if you were in bed, you couldn't move, you know, maybe you're breathing, you know, maybe you're moving slightly. So I don't know if you noticed, but we have been moving slightly in this game the entire time I've been talking. And then how would it feel to have a little monster just summon in the corner? How would it feel to have everything kind of shift and the colors to be weird? How would it feel to just have the monster approach you? How would it feel to hear random sounds? And I thought, what better way to simulate that and experience that than in a Roblox game, you know? Now, I've already done all the work here, so like this isn't going to be a boring video where I just show you like a bunch of scripting and that's it. This is mainly like we have a bunch of toys here to play around with. We can organize this game in whatever way we see fit. We can spawn a monster basically at any position we want. We can trigger the monster to move towards us basically at any moment we want. We can play sounds. We can, like I said, you know, shift colors and all that. Like, you'll see what I mean. You'll see how this all looks like. But basically, I want to show you how all of that stuff looks, and then to make a full-on, like, game with everything connected, to make a full-on experience about actually going through some sort of sleep paralysis where you can't move and then there's a monster and just, yeah, like if you've heard anything about sleep paralysis, you could probably like understand like what's to come. And I'm curious again, like if any people have actually had sleep paralysis with like, you know, all the monsters and the sounds and all that. Like, not the boring one. Like, bro, I had the boring sleep paralysis. No monsters, sadly. Like, I don't think they want me enough, which I definitely took as a big ego hit, you know? Like, this is a little side point, but I've heard some people say that in their sleep paralysis, they had, like, a monster, but it was, like, this, like, curvy, like, feminine monster. And I'm like, damn, you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's, like, some big, chunky guy, like, obviously, no, like, we don't want that. But, like, some big, hip, like, monster. I mean, you know, if you could even call that a monster, you know? I'm just saying, you know, maybe I'll try to induce sleep paralysis if that's the case. But again, if you are someone who's had sleep paralysis, like a real one, I definitely am interested to see what you think of this. And do leave a comment, like let me know how similar this is to a real experience. But our abilities here are as follows. We can fall asleep for a certain amount of time. So basically you close your eyes, you sleep for a bit, and then you wake back up again. We can spawn the monster at one of the certain spawns. So there are 3 spawns, and I'm going to show you each one in a bit. And then over here, we can choose if we want to play the ambiance. So the monster could play like this scary like kind of drone sound, like when they're actually, you know, present on screen. And then here the monster does like spawn with a little boom sound effect. So if we don't want that, we could also set this to be true, and then it's going to disable the spawn sound. This first wake up is simply just what we do at the beginning. We're not going to use this again. So just first wake up is the screen is just dark, and this is where like the sleep paralysis begins. Change wall color. Again, I'll show you what this does in a bit. Play ear sound. You can probably guess what this does as well. And move monster forward. This might not do exactly what you think it does. So again, I am excited to show you what all of these do. But the goal here again is to make this a very immersive game. So let's begin with something that is probably not as interesting. You know, I don't want all the kids to be scared off in the first, you know, minute of the video. And that is to play some sound in one of our ears. The way I have the system set up is that it's going to randomly play either in your right ear or in your left ear. And we have multiple different like sounds for that. Specifically, we have running and we have whisper. So we could honestly just do something like game sound service dots whisper. And I guess here it's like, you know, let the player wake up, then we're going to wait 5 seconds after the player has fully woken up, and then we'll play the whisper. So the way that this works is that, again, the screen is just dim, it's just black, right? This is us sleeping. But then we wake up, and now there we go. And let's see. Damn, that made me jump a little bit. That made me jump a little bit, man. That came in a bit too quick. Or what about running, right? Let's do running. I'll actually probably make this a bit shorter, 3 seconds. But again, we're waking up. Let's just see. It is going to be on any ear, right or left. But let's see. There we go. Some military boots running there. Now, the reason for this is, again, I've read about it, and people apparently experience sounds like right up close to them. This is another really interesting thing, by the way, which I still don't understand. I actually did look this up. Why are most of the sounds scary? You know, like people often experience like, you know, they hear some boom like in the distance. Some guy even reported like he heard like his whole family being killed, like screams and like stabs and gunshots. And like, again, none of that was actually happening, right? People hear like whispers or, you know, people talking and this like scary. I mean, people talking isn't that bad, but like right up close to their ear, people running, they hear someone opening the door, they hear like these weird scary things. I wonder why it's never something nice. I wonder why it's never like a ByteBlock's YouTube video. Although if you saw a ByteBlock's YouTube video on sleep paralysis, that probably would be a bit scary as well, now that I think about it, so. But as you can see, we have this play ear sound. Now up next is the falling asleep bit, which we can give it a time to sleep. So let's say 2 seconds, right? So let's say we wake up, we're gonna be awake for 3 seconds. This is how I want the game to play out. We wake up, we just kind of observe the fact that we're sleeping, we can't move, we have sleep paralysis, and then after a little bit, we just go back to sleep. There we go, just like that. You know, we're asleep for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna wake up again, hopefully now. There we go. Look at that. Now, there are a bunch of other ones, like I said, spawn monster, change wall color, move monster forward. But these ones, I want to actually show you in action. I want to show you these in an actual immersive experience, as opposed to just like, you know, showing them all at the same time, and then you're kind of like bored already and like, oh yeah, let's make a full game now, but it's like, who cares? Because you've already seen all the cool stuff, right? And also another thing is like, when it's taken out of the full experience, it's less of an effect, right? Like, for example, I guarantee you've done this. I guarantee you've heard like a really cool part in the song, or like maybe you watched a movie or like some show and there was like this one part that you really found cool, and then maybe you like show it to people, but then they don't really care, and you're like, why don't you care? This is so cool. But the reason nobody cares is because they don't have that context. They don't have that full show thing. Like, I've had some guy show me this one part of a show and he was like, wow, this is so good, and I was just like, this is boring. But then I watched the show myself, and I'm like, damn, wait a second. Like, I see why this moment was so cool to him, because now I have all the context. So again, the way I think we should play this out here is, I think, let's just give the player 10 seconds to just wake up, you know, kind of let the player, you know, look around the room, be like, oh, damn, sleep paralysis. And then we're gonna fall asleep again. I'm thinking maybe, I'm not even sure, like maybe 4 seconds or something, like not too long, right? And what if we just spawn the monster right now? Module table, spawn monster. It needs a part for us to spawn it at, which I'm going to say will be the corner spawn. So you're gonna see what that looks like in a bit. Play ambiance. Honestly, yeah, let's play ambiance. True. And disable spawn sound. Let's keep the spawn sound. Just have that for a little boom. I'm thinking here we can wait 7 seconds, and I want to play the whisper right now, so I think module table, play ear sound, game, sound service, whisper. That whisper scared me. I added the running sound here just for fun, just so, you know, to have some options. But that whisper sound, I don't know why, it affected me more than the running sound did. So I think the whisper sound is cooler. But yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna wait for another 5 seconds, and then just let the player fall asleep again, right? So module table, fall asleep. Let's do 3 seconds. We don't want to take up too much time here. And I do want to see how this would play out. So I'm actually gonna make this 2 seconds and not 10 seconds. Again, usually it's gonna be 10 seconds and like a full game, but you know, while testing, you don't want to keep things too long. But yeah, look, we wake up, right? And we fall asleep again, and ooh, look at that. Damn. Jeez, oh my god. He got me again. Oh man. Damn, that's good. I'm glazing myself here, but that is good. And now we're awake again. What if the monster just spawns just here? Dude, that's actually so cool. You know what it is? I've tested this before, but like it's like I said, when you get it in like the full kind of game, like it's a lot more impactful. That's nice. I like that. Again, I'm not sure if this happens exactly like that in like real sleep paralysis, but that's pretty cool. So I do want to keep that. Now what I'll do next is I'll give the player like 5 seconds to, you know, fall asleep, wake up, you know, understand their surroundings, then change the wall color. So no monster for now. We're gonna change the wall color, let's say 4 or maybe 5 times. Let's do 5 times. I'm thinking we could then fall asleep again. Then as the player is waking up, we're going to quickly change the wall color once again. But this time also, we're going to spawn the monster. So the illusion here is like, you know, the wall colors are changing. Everything looks weird. You kind of fall asleep for a little bit, wake up again. Everything is still changing, but there's also a monster. And this monster could be like in front of you. We could spawn it in front of you. And no ambiance, false. We're gonna disable the spawn sound. Things are just gonna be weird. And then change wall color. And then, once again, module table, fall asleep, 3 seconds. All right, there we go. The monster shows up for the first time. Nice. They're getting into it very quickly. We're gonna hear the whisper, right? Okay, I was ready, I was prepared. We're gonna go sleep again. There we go. We're gonna wake up again. It should take like 5 seconds, and then everything's gonna start to look weird. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It plays like a random color, so it probably just went to gray. But look at that. Oh. Okay. Damn. Yeah. Honestly, not sure how I feel about this. I think it would be cooler to change the wall color a bit more times, so let's say like maybe 6 times. I think that we're gonna stop changing the color, so that's it. We're gonna change the color only once. We're gonna fall asleep, right? Then let's give the player maybe like 7 seconds. That's it, 7 seconds. We're gonna spawn the monster, no ambiance, and again, we're gonna disable the spawn sound, so it will just appear, just like that. I think that'd be cool. And yeah, let's give it 5 seconds, and then we're gonna fall asleep again for another 3 seconds. Yeah, so right now, again, like I said, we have all the parts. Again, there's one part that I haven't shown yet, which is when the monster like moves close to you. But the reason I haven't shown this to you yet is because we're gonna end the game with this. This is like when we're done. Like, this is it. So you know what I'll do? I'm gonna set it to be bedside spawn, which is gonna make it closer to us. So you're gonna see how that looks, right? I will play the ambiance. I will disable, or sorry, no, I'm gonna keep the spawn sound. So I'm gonna have that hit there, right? Okay, so there's a bit more code here, so you might be wondering why that is. I got like a really good idea suddenly. Like I was debating whether to put the monster on like the bed or close to the bed, but then I got a cool little idea, and I think you'll want to see this as a game. I was gonna explain that initially, but I think this would work better as like an actual experience. So let me just show you. All right, so yeah, you know, we're gonna wake up again and go through the usual. Obviously, I'm not gonna bore you with what we already know, but once everything that we know has been experienced, I think I'll cut to the chase. Or actually, I mean, maybe not. Maybe you want to see the full game play out. Look at that. Look at that. We're two little glowing eyes in the corner. Imagine seeing that in real life. Oh my god. And hearing that too in your right ear, and just the eyes just fade away. I wonder, like, how do people just go to sleep while seeing like some scary thing? Do they just stay up? Do they just like forcibly go to sleep and then, yeah, we got that little trippy sound playing. So now I will just say this, I will spoil a little thing. Don't worry, the monster isn't gonna arrive with the colors, right? But you do wake up and everything's fine. And what now? Okay, right. I forgot the order at which I placed these things in, so I might also be at a little surprise, just as you, whenever stuff happens. Yeah, I'm just bracing myself. What's gonna happen now? You know what's funny? This is exactly, I bet, how sleep paralysis feels like. You're just bracing yourself. You have no clue what's gonna happen. Okay. Okay. Damn. Oh my. Oh man. He's right there. He's right there. That is freaky. And I believe that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Honestly, now that I think about it, you know how like the monster kind of had this like little chain where like he kind of like, came up too quickly? I think what would be funnier is what if we just summon the monster to just already be there as the player's waking up? I mean, think about that. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Just wake up and like no ambiance, no spawn sound. He's just there and that's it. And this is also where I'm gonna have the move monster forward thing. So I think this is actually all good. We put all the pieces together. Like I said, you've yet to see the move monster forward thing, and there's a bit more to it than you might think. So again, I do want to show you this. This is also why I'm ending off the game with this function. And I'm thinking, instead of just playtesting it here, what if I actually just make it into a real game and play it like that? Because again, the whole point is that it's like a full screen experience and name cannot be empty. Haha, get it? Get it? Because it... Sleep paralysis experience. Like, I don't know, what else do I put here? And then I guess description, hello, sure. Byteblocks official. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Sleep paralysis experience. It does look a lot cleaner and more official when it's like an actual game, right? I feel like when you're just in studio, I don't know, it's kind of weird because it's like, you know, you can move around. It's not the same as like playing the actual game. But again, let's play the full game, full screen, final time, and, you know, see what we think. And by the way, this is public as well. It's one player, obviously, but, you know, go to Byteblocks official, the group, join, and play around, you know, share this to your friends, just, I don't know, mess around. Okay, so we have a little chat thing. There we go. We're sleeping. Ooh, yeah. This full screen definitely has, I believe, will have more of, like, a impact when things start to happen. There we go. Damn, imagine this thing actually moving towards you. Yeah, the first time the whispers did not get me. I like that. That's interesting. Yeah. And then finally, or not finally, what am I saying? We wake up again. I think nothing happens here. Never mind. Yeah, things just start to become weird, right? Like walls begin changing. I've even heard like things change size, they change position. You even maybe begin to like, or no, actually, you I believe stay in one spot. But from, I don't know, it's weird. Really interesting how this stuff works. And now, what happens? Oh, I thought this was one of those normal nights. He's right there. Look at that. The fact that the eyes disappear the last, I don't know what to think of that. I wonder if that actually happens in real life. So you guys will have to let me know with who've had sleep paralysis. But yeah, you know, just taking in this experience. I don't know why I keep talking. I guess just to not be too silent. He is right there. My guy is right there. Look at that. Damn. Bro, he's right there. Damn, that's... Imagine waking up to that. Okay, and I believe this is where we are reaching the final stage. What's gonna happen now? Oh. Look at that. He's... You hear the heartbeat? Oh. Okay. We woke up. Yes. Was there a monster? I mean, my room, I still have the chair. Okay, can I sit in the chair? Okay, I'm not gonna try. Look at that. Rig. We got the nice little Roblox thing. Well, now what? What do we do? It's 12. You know, it's funny. It's 12:11 right now, so that's actually pretty accurate. We got a picture of this dog on our table, of course, which everyone has one, of course. I guess we just leave. Just do we leave? Do we? Or do we stay in our room and go back to sleep? I mean, let's leave. What's gonna happen? Our room's now gone. We're just surrounded by darkness. I don't know. And now we're gone. My screen is just purely black. You were kicked from this experience. You woke up. That's it. We woke up from sleep paralysis. And now we can leave and go do our normal things in our normal life. So yeah, I will be honest, I did quite enjoy that. I found it to be quite scary at times, honestly. And yeah, again, like the main thing for me is like, you just can't do anything. You can't move at all, right? So you see this thing in your corner, or you see this thing in like right by your bed, or you see it like moving towards you. What do you do? Like, I know the whole idea is like you can't move and you just kind of have to be afraid and that's it. And you know, you partially understand that it's not real, but like it doesn't matter if something is not real if it's like moving right next to you, especially when it's your brain making this stuff up, right? If your brain is thinking this, then obviously it's going to be afraid of what it's thinking, which is pretty stupid if you ask me, of the brain, but you know, I guess that's just how it works. But yeah, I think this little system that I made here is pretty cool. You wake up, it's like you get the monster, the room changes color, the monster's right by you, you hear all these sounds, and finally it moves towards you, and you're just, that's it. You wake up, you leave the dream, and then you wake up for real, in real life, and you close the game, and you look around and you're like, yeah, good thing I don't have sleep paralysis. Like, I don't know, we look at like all the guys watching who have sleep paralysis, and we just like point at them and we like laugh all in unison, and we go, haha, good thing I'm not like that guy, am I right? Of course, no offense to the sleep paralysis people, but you know, I'm sure you could probably understand. You know, if you didn't have sleep paralysis, you probably would join us as well and laugh at yourself. But of course, I do think this was a pretty cool, immersive little game. I quite like it. Like, I grew up on these like short little games where you kind of go through an event, and I think many people here also have done that, and yeah, it's very cool what you could do with something like a Roblox, right? It seems like such a simple engine. Like, I definitely could have done a much better job, but I do quite like what I've done here. And again, could have been better. Leave a comment, let me know what you would have done differently. But yeah, I mean, this game is public, so again, like I said, go to Byblocks Official, go play it, leave it a big fat like, and favorite, and notify. Even though I'm not gonna make any updates to it or anything like that. You know, it's some buttons, right? So, you know, might as well press them. So yeah, you know, of course, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Do show this to friends, you know, maybe see their reaction to the game or the video. Now, if you're like just a regular basic viewer who doesn't develop, you know, you could leave the video right now. But I just want to speak to like people who do develop and who maybe are like thinking about it, who maybe saw this and went like, damn, like that is quite interesting. You know, I wonder how this guy does it. I wonder whether it's easy to learn this. And I'll quickly say this. Some guy in Discord messaged me, and he asked me how quickly like does it take to become good at developing. And I told him, because he thought it was like 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. I said, it takes 2 weeks to learn the code and studio. Like if you actually try, like if you're like, you know, doing it on and off, if you're like watching Instagram reels while you're learning, obviously it's gonna take longer. But if you genuinely lock in, it'll take you 2 weeks to learn all the basics. From there, you need to know what to do. That's where people mess up. People just try dumb stuff. They don't have a vision. They don't know what they're actually going to make. And so their games end up being bad. They just can't think properly. They struggle to code, and, you know, they struggle to, you know, like look things up when they need help. The amount of people that have asked me for help, that have DM'd, that have emailed me for help for basic Googleable questions is mind-boggling. Just, you could Google things. Like, that's okay. Everyone does it. And so I will just say, if you enjoy my teaching style, if you think that I have a good amount of experience, if you think that the way that I come up with ideas, the way that I make games is good and you want to learn from me, I do have a $30 7-hour course, which I worked on for like a month. I was like skipping school as while making it, so it's really good. And the course is, well, I teach you everything from basic level to what I currently know about coding, studio, all of that. And then I also teach you how to actually make games, how to look things up properly, and how to basically go from a level where you think, I want to make this game, and you develop a whole framework, you learn all the code, and you just do the game just simply, just efficiently, without having to like, you know, waste time on like fluff things that just don't actually matter, and you just end up wasting time, and nobody likes that. So that's why I made the course. So if that sounds interesting, go check the link in the description and the pinned comment. I'll have my Instagram there as well, so, you know, for clout, just follow me. Might as well. I had 2 Korean girls follow me so far, which is a massive win. So if we could have more, I would appreciate that. But once again, hope you enjoyed. You know, do leave a comment, do share, it does help a lot. And as always, we are back to basics. Thank you for watching.